Simtech presents Samgya, which is myself. Here we have Uveliswa, Anele, and Landi. And here we have Amkhalen.
The application helps high school learners get a brief understanding on a particular course they've chosen.
And it calculates the learner's admission point score according to the course and the university they chose.
It would compare the learner's current APS with the APS required for their chosen course.
It also gives feedback on whether you qualify or not.
These are the questions that we use for data gathering for our system to determine the must-haves, the should-haves, could-haves, and won't-haves. I'm just going to go through some of the questions that we used for data gathering from our users. For example, what motivated you to choose that career? Most of them chose that certain career because of their interest, and some of them chose because of their money. Another example is, do you know where your desired career is offered? Well, a lot of them did know where the career field was offered. Another question that we had is, which universities do you think are the most popular? And most of them said that it's the University of Witwatersrand, which is WITS. And some of them said it's NMMU. The other questions that we use for our data gathering is the university you chose the best suited for your career? Most of them said yes, but then some of them did say maybe, meaning that they had an uncertainty on which university would give them the best suited career path. Another question that we use for our system is, do you know how your admission point score is calculated? This question is going to be in our functional requirements, since it's going to be the core functionality of our system. And most of them did say yes, but then some of them said no, which is unfortunate. Another question is, which career field do you think is the most popular? And most of them said medicine, engineering, and accounting. How important is tertiary education to you? Well, most of them said it's very important, since this will determine your success in life.
Okay, this is a low fidelity prototyping. Basically, prototype with many details missing. This is our user interface design for the flow diagram. As you can see, we have the sign up. We have the sign up there. It's going to be our start page, and the user going to go to the next page, which is a student profile. After that, if you're an existing learner, you already signed up, you're going to go to the login page, to the calculate APS, and go to the search career field, or you can select from those ones that are already there. And then after that, you have selected a certain career. It's going to provide a career information based on the one we have selected or searched for, and compare the APS, your APS with the career field APS, then give feedback based on your APS for that career you have chosen, if you do qualify or not. After that, you can sign up, out, or log out. This is basically our screens that is going to appear on our app for the low fidelity prototype. This is going to be our first screen there. It's going to show our logo. If you are not registered, you can sign up. If you are registered, you can just say log in. If you say sign up, you're going to this screen where you're going to enter your details and the password, and you re-enter the password. After that, you can say sign in. If you have clicked log in for the first screen, this is going to show you this screen, the second screen for you, where you're going to say You're going to type your username and the password. After that, this is going to be the next screen after signing in. After signing in or logging in, where you're going to see or you're going to choose your subject and enter the AP and enter your marks. And enter your marks. You can even add a subject. After that, like the system is going to give you the average and the APS. This is going to be the next screen after that one, showing you the careers that we have on our system. If it's not there, you can click the button search and type the career that you want. After that, it's going to display the information based on that career. After that, it's going to show the results if you do qualify for that career that you have chosen there, or if you don't qualify for it.
Now, the cognitive walkthrough of our system to show how it works and how did the users perform on the system. Firstly, we have Anel as the videographer, Amukhalang as the facilitator, Landile as the computer, Samgelo as the user, Feliso as the observer, which is myself.
What do you want to do?
I want to sign up.
Okay.
So now,
You can enter your details on it.
okay. Done.
Yes.
Sign in.
Okay.
So now,
You can enter your marks for your subjects.
okay. For English, I have 80. Next. Africans.
Okay, enter your marks for Afrikaans, sure.
80. Enter.
Okay.
For maths, 70. Enter.
Okay, it's good. Now you have an option in it
Yes.
to add in more subjects.
Okay. So I want to enter economics now. So what do I do?
First, you can click the option to add in more subjects.
Okay.
Hmm.
Click.
Okay.
Okay. Click. For the first one, I want economics. Okay, now.
You can enter your mark for economics. Yeah.
Okay, click 70. Enter.
Okay.
I want to add another one, which is business studies. Enter marks. 80.
Okay.
Enter.
Once you've entered your marks, then the average will be shown and the APS will be shown. Then now you have an option to go to see your careers.
Okay, so do I need to press next?
Okay. You can
Okay.
choose any career that you like.
Okay, I want IT.
Okay. Then here it gives you information about IT, and you can click it as a favorite if you like it.
Okay, now I want to go back and search. Go back.
Okay, you want to go back and
to
search. Okay.
Click search now.
Okay, now you have an option to search a certain career.
Okay, search. Okay, I want to type. One police. Enter.
Okay. And then if your career is not there, if your career is not there, then it's not going to be found. There's going to be an image saying it's not found. And then you have an option to go back and search for a career.
Okay, I'm going to go back. Now I want to search psychology.
Okay.
Enter.
Then you can click search.
Search.
And then it will give you options of other psychology careers that you can pursue.
Okay, I want clinical.
Okay. Clinical, then it shows you clinical. If you want to like it as a favorite, you can.
Okay, I'm going to click here.
Yes.
Okay, it's my favorite.
Now that it has shown you clinical psychology, you can click forward to see the results.
Okay, forward.
See, as it shows you that clinical psychology, you do not meet the requirements, and you only meet the requirements of IT and marketing. You have an option to clear.
Okay,
Clear
clear.
everything. And then there's the menu tab that we have. The menu tab, you can see your details, your settings, and your feedback by clicking it, yes.
Menu.
You see, it shows all your details, your contact numbers, and then you can change any settings that you want to use.
Okay, I'm going to settings.
As you see, these are our settings that we have here.
Okay, I'm going to click normal for font size.
Now you have options to change your settings here.
Okay, I want normal for font size.
Run it normal, okay.
Yes.
What else?
I'm going to click for data settings. I'm going for Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, okay.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Yeah, you can go back to the menu tab. There's an option there to log out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to log out.
Okay.
Okay.
And then firstly, the user was unable to differentiate between the home screen sign up button and the sign up screen sign up button. And then it was fixed so that the user can now differentiate between the home screen button and the sign up screen button. And then from there, all users were able to interact with the system thoroughly and successfully created their profiles. Our system was able to respond to navigation from one screen to another easily. And then the system showed examples of subjects. Some of the users were able to navigate through and fill the correct data on their subjects. So all users were able to know that they should be adding their subjects on the subject screen after the sign-up screen elaborated that they should add their own subjects. And then from there, users were able to read the information on the career chosen from the previous screen. And then some users were able to navigate back to the careers tab and were able to browse for more information on various careers. So now on the system, the new controls added to add more functionalities for easy navigation and increase the usability of the system. And then users were able to read the information on the career chosen from the previous screen. And then all users were able to effectively use the favorite button and navigate through the information provided. And then each control pressed by the user gave feedback by doing its main function. The favorite button changed color to show selection, and the back button quickly went to the previous screen when pressed. The next button went to the following screen quickly, and the navigation tabs above were shaded at the bottom of the tab selected. And then users were all able to search for the career they desired, and then the control was thoroughly used for searching, and the results, however, were not catered for when the career is not found. Hence, the system had not proper way of responding to that. So it was fixed, and then a screen containing a not found text and a back control button in order to give the user a chance to search for a different career of their second choice. And then users were all able to search for the career they desired. Yes, as I said before, and those who found the careers they were looking for navigated through a list of the careers and various specialities within the field. Yeah, and then those that did not found their career, and the screen would actually indicate or display that the career was not found.
Okay. Now for our visual representation of a user interface, which is the wireframe. This is our application, Career Guidance Online, in short, Cargo. So when a user opens the application, they have two options, which is to sign up and to log in. Assume the user would like to sign up to the system, they will have to click. Then after, they'll have to click. They'll have to fill in the details on the data fields on our system, and our system will also validate if whether the passwords maybe are the same, or yeah, the user details are the correct data types and so on. So after validation, yeah, the system will allow them to sign up to the system in order to complete their initial goal. And once they sign up, it will redirect to the form where they'll have to input their subjects and also their marks. When they not satisfied with the number, they can actually add subjects. When they've added the subjects that they'd like to add, yeah, they can click done, which is our system in response will calculate the average of all their marks and also the admission point score, which is the APS. So the user will continue after in order to view more functionalities of our system by clicking next. Once they click next, our system will display various careers which will be stored maybe on a database. So once it displays, the user has an option of navigating through the system by using the scroll bar, or they can just use the tabs in order to view other forms. So at this point, the user hasn't done anything, so the results table won't the results screen won't show anything. So yeah, they go to, yes, okay, this is their APS they've inputted. So they go to careers. So from careers, they can select a specific career that they'd like. Okay, they show interest in maybe information technology. So our system will display a slide description on enlightening the user on what information technology is about, and they can have an option of favoriting it or liking it. So assuming the user will like it, our system in response will display a next button which will indicate if whether the user is meets the minimum requirements or doesn't meet the minimum requirements. So in response, it will display a tick for meeting the minimum requirements. Then they can go back and navigate more on other careers that they might find interesting. So assuming they go for being a lawyer, so after clicking being a lawyer, our system will display the description of a lawyer, and our user will have to favorite this career in order for them to know which if whether they qualify or not. So they click next, and yeah, in response it shows that they don't qualify by showing an X, unlike when they do qualify, which shows a tick or yeah, the correct notification icon. So they go back, and yeah, assuming they'd like to search a career which they don't see, they have an option of using this search input field. So they search for a psychologist. So after searching a psychologist, it will display any sort of psychologist career that is on the database, which is, for now, it's clinical psychology. So the user will go to clinical psychology and favorite it, then click next. So when they're done, the system will display the correct button, which is they do qualify for the career. So when they go back, our system will, in response, display that they've selected at least 3 careers that they show interest in. So they have an option of closing this this notification screen, or they can actually show interest by clicking yes that they'd like to list all careers. So in response, our system will show that they do qualify for information technology, and they don't qualify for being a lawyer, and they qualify for being a clinical psychologist. So when they're done, they can go back and further navigate maybe for more careers. So assuming they'd like to search another one that they don't know if whether it's on the system or not, so they click on the search input field. Okay, they type police, then they search. So when it's not found, it will display that it isn't on the system, which is it will display a not found response. And when they're done with the system, they can go back, and yeah, they can log out when they finish.
We will actually thank you, and we actually have now go through the conclusion of the video. And here we just have to summarize a few things that we have done as we've gone through the project branding of the system that helped us in realizing and developing the core value and main functionalities of the system. And also it enabled us to see the type of product and system we want to build. Also, for us to be able to articulate it in such a way that everybody can understand, especially and most importantly, the users of the system. Part of branding also helped us to establish and understand what the product is and what it's supposed to do. As with regard to the questionnaire, the sole purpose of the questionnaire was to help us to identify and understand the type of people that we are building the system for. And part of that, it enables us to narrow down our assumptions about how these people are, by giving us a more clear and direct view of how the system should work and the type of people we are building the system for. Now, with regard to the prototyping and the connective walkthrough, it enabled us to be able to develop our initial design of the system. And part of the designing the initial design of the system, it was to help us to identify any errors within the design of the system. For one, it helped us to get a user to just test and see how easy or difficult it is to use the system. And therefore, if there were, and which there were, any errors in the system, it helped us to be able to correct them before we start developing the actual system, which is very important because it's very difficult to change change a functionality or a process during the actual development of the product. Therefore, we had to make sure it was easy and simple to use for the users, especially keeping in mind that they are in grade 10, more specifically high school learners. And then with regard to the wireframing, or more specifically like a storyboard design, it was to help us to build a flow of how the system will work. By doing that, it could show us, as more especially as the developers, to know exactly what we are supposed to develop. And part of that, to notice and catch out any errors that we would happen before we start developing. And also, in terms of the technicalities, to know and identify the type of components that will be required to build the system. Therefore, it was very important for us to build a prototype to see how it would be developed. Now, as with regard to the careers of the system, we do it in such a way that the system caters for majority of the careers and the majority of the careers that learners actually need and want to get an idea of, because they've realized that not everybody knows all the type of careers and not everybody knows their abilities and if whether their abilities are aligned with the type of career. And also, not everybody knows if their marks by the time they get to grade 12 will be relevant or correlating to the requirements. So therefore, it is important to have such a system where learners can over time and frequently check if they are in progress with regard to their goal in terms of applying for a specific course, hence therefore a career that they want to take. Because if they are not aware, by the time they get to matric, it will be difficult for them to choose the courses and the careers they want based on their academic preferences. So thank you very much.